NXT Takeover official review and results. And now I can officially say NXT is now. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious. And I will defend. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel tonight. NXT Takeover San Antonio to kickstart your Royal Rumble weekend, and what a show it was. As always, NXT hits a home run with another Takeover special. Unbelievable show tonight. We're going to go over everything, including that amazing main event that just completely broke down out of nowhere. To everybody's surprise, Bobby Roode is the new NXT Champion. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated at the hands of the glorious one, Bobby Roode. We're going to go over that. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on everything. And it was just a well put together card tonight. And what else can I say, man? NXT does it again. You know, the build for this show was not up to par. And I mentioned this in the weeks leading into this show on my reviews for NXT the last couple of weeks. I felt like the build was very underwhelming. I felt like everything was rushed. And I felt like they put more effort into giving you highlight packages and reruns for their last two tours at the end of 2016 instead of building towards this show. But then again, we go to TakeOver and we get to San Antonio, and that pretty much is erased. Because typically WWE puts on a great show with NXT TakeOver, and tonight was no different. But I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. This show and this podcast, this review, is brought to you guys by Audible. The fine people over at Audible are sponsoring this and Off The Script from today going forward. Unbelievable stuff. I'm thankful to everybody that signed up through Audible. Audible is offering everybody listening and watching this review tonight a 30-day free trial of the service. And that includes one free audio book. All you guys got to do is go to audibletrial.com/offthescript, and you guys can sign up to try the service free for 30 days. You can cancel at any time after the 30 days. Listen to this. You're going to get to keep your audio book, man. There's a ton of wrestling books on there. Daniel Bryan is a hot one that you guys are tweeting me on Twitter that you signed up for. Brock Lesnar, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, Bob Holly, Mick Foley. You name it, it's on there. And if you don't want the wrestling book, there's 180,000 different books to choose from. It is compatible with iPhone and Android wherever you guys go. Sign up for Audible, audibletrial.com/offthescript. And if you guys do sign up, tweet me. Automatically retweet you guys. Show me what book that you signed up for. That's audibletrial.com/offthescript. I want to thank everybody that signed up for that. If you guys missed any videos that I did previously this weekend, Off The Script, massive episode. We went over the NXT TakeOver show with my preview and predictions, and the Royal Rumble tomorrow night, preview and predictions. And then on part 2, we talked about Roman Reigns and The Undertaker penciled in. Keep that in mind. Keyword penciled in for WrestleMania 33. Anything can happen between tomorrow night and WrestleMania. We don't know what is going on. But right now, The Undertaker versus Roman Reigns is slated for WrestleMania 33, possibly for the Universal Championship. And we talk about, if the match does happen, that Roman Reigns undoubtedly will have to turn heel going into WrestleMania 33. So if you missed that, links will be down in the description, and I'll post you guys an annotation right in the video that you watch. And I also want to thank Mike Williams for doing this beautiful layout, man, with the Texas flag and the graphic of everybody that participated in NXT TakeOver tonight. He is the man behind this channel, making it look good for everything that you guys watch and listen to from me, Mike Williams, at MikeWill87 on Twitter. Please go and show him some love, because without him, my shows, my podcast, and my audio would not look half as good as it does. So I want to thank you again, brother, so much. NXT. Let's talk about NXT, man. I'm going to start off with the biggest piece of information tonight, and we're going to work our way down. Typically, I start from the bottom and work my way to the top. We're going to start at the top and work ourselves down to the bottom. Bobby Roode. I knew Bobby Roode was special coming into this. I knew Bobby Roode was an absolute megastar since he walked into the WWE. He was not portrayed like that in TNA. Okay? I mean, he made a name for himself in TNA, but at first glance in WWE, with the first sounds of that music and the entrance and the robe and the mannerisms and the fucking essence that is Bobby Roode, he is a megastar. Shinsuke Nakamura is a megastar. Okay? Whatever he has done in New Japan Pro Wrestling, he brought to WWE. WWE has honed that. They made the entire package stand out. Nakamura is a household name and will be a household name as his WWE career moves forward. I did not think Bobby Roode was going to win the NXT Championship tonight. I honestly thought Shinsuke Nakamura was going to be the man to carry that brand at least till the end of the year. Most certainly through WrestleMania is what I thought. If anything, if they wanted to take the title off him, I thought at least they take it through WrestleMania. And with what happened tonight, left me happy. It left me proud to be a fan of Bobby Roode and see him grow and all his hard work and the gimmick and the character that is Bobby Roode be rewarded, because he did what he pretty much said he was going to do. The reason why he came to NXT was for this very night, and they rewarded him, and he stood tall with the NXT Championship, and fucking Christ, does that thing look glorious on him. No pun intended at all. That motherfucker looks great around the waist of Bobby Roode. But the way they got the title off of Nakamura tonight was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Instead of just outright beating Nakamura, which we know on any given night Bobby Roode probably won't do. Gotta be perfectly honest with you. I gotta be upfront. I gotta be blunt with you guys. On any given night, one-on-one, Bobby Roode is not beating Shinsuke Nakamura. The way they went about it tonight was absolutely fucking brilliant. The match started off, both men feeling each other out, taunting each other. Glorious. Nakamura was doing his charismatic, whatever he does in the ring. And they were feeling each other out. Chain wrestling in the early going. Then it started to pick up. It got a little bit more intense. They shifted into the next gear. All of a sudden, Nakamura, towards the end of this match, goes off the second rope on the apron to deliver I believe it was a knee or a Kinshasa. Don't know what it was exactly, but it was a knee to the face of Bobby Roode. He landed on the apron, coming down, and he hurt his knee. And I use hurt his knee loosely. It was a work, okay? Nakamura is not hurt, which I don't believe he is, but from what I seen, it was a work, okay? It was all a part of the storytelling that happened tonight in that main event. The way that they played this and the way they made it feel like, holy shit, Nakamura is hurt, he can't continue the match. Trainers came out. The doctor came out. Fucking Bloom came out. Matt Bloom fucking came out, and he was worried. More so than anybody, because he trains these guys at the Performance Center. He came to make sure Nakamura was okay. And Nakamura did not want to quit. Nakamura did not want to give up. A forfeit would pretty much be giving the title to Bobby Roode, and Nakamura did not want to do that. Nakamura said, no, I'm going to finish this match. He told the doctors, he told Bloom, he told the referees, I'm finishing this match. He slides back into the ring. Bobby Roode delivers a glorious DDT. Nakamura kicks out at a 2 3/4. Bobby Roode cannot believe it. The crowd's going fucking crazy. The crowd is going fucking crazy at this point. Nakamura kicks out. All of a sudden, Bobby Roode's sitting in the corner beside himself. He cannot believe that Nakamura, with the knee injury and the glorious DDT, he kicked out. What more does Bobby Roode have to do? So the referee is attending to Nakamura again. Bobby Roode now sees the leg exposed. They ripped Nakamura's pants. His knee and his leg now exposed. His flesh now exposed. Bobby Roode puts on a single leg Boston Crab, and he's attacking the leg while the move is applied. He's punching and elbowing his leg. Nakamura reaches for the ropes. Nakamura does not reach the ropes. He gets pulled back into the center of the ring. Nakamura will not tap. Bobby Roode lets go of the hold. Another glorious DDT, and that was it. 1, 2, 3, you, me, and everybody else was shocked that Shinsuke Nakamura dropped the NXT Championship to Bobby Roode. Is Bobby Roode good enough to lead this company? To lead this brand, I should say. I want to say yes. Actually, I think he can. I'm not going to shortchange Bobby Roode. His work has been fucking great. The better question is, do I think WWE was going to give Bobby Roode the opportunity to do that? No, I didn't think so. I thought Nakamura was certainly going to win this match, and I thought they were going to build Nakamura versus Chris Hero or Nakamura versus Hideo Itami at WrestleMania Takeover Weekend Orlando. That's what I thought was going to happen. But apparently, we got Bobby Roode, we got a new NXT champion. Now, the question on everybody's mind is, what is next for Nakamura? Everybody already is signaling a call-up. Everybody is already saying Nakamura is going to be in the Royal Rumble. I don't think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble with the way they portrayed him tonight. Okay, you got to look at it that way. Because if you lost the title and you got this debilitating knee injury, you're not going to be in the Royal Rumble. This is only the beginning for this feud. Okay, you're not going to have a one-and-done match with Bobby Roode and Nakamura and not have a payoff. Okay, maybe they give Nakamura the honor of being the first ever 3-time NXT champion, and he takes it back at WrestleMania weekend. Because my original thought here was, all along, I was even shocked that WWE went with this match for Royal Rumble weekend. All along, I thought that this match was the match that was going to headline WrestleMania weekend for TakeOver Orlando. They did it one pay-per-view early. So they might actually be revisiting this match again in Orlando, and Nakamura may be the first 3-time NXT champion. That's what I think is going to happen. Do I think a call-up is happening? Do I think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble? No. I already stated this on Off The Script, and I stated this in a video I did previously today with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, and the possibility of them main eventing WrestleMania with Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble and Bray Wyatt winning the Elimination Chamber and the WWE Championship. If Nakamura is going to be in the Royal Rumble, Nakamura is the type of guy that wins the Royal Rumble. You don't put him in the Royal Rumble to get eliminated. That's just the way I see it. Nakamura is to be protected. Nakamura is to be cherished, and he's supposed to be showcased in a way that this guy is special. You're not going to throw him in there with everybody else and have him get eliminated and lose. If Nakamura is in the Royal Rumble, Nakamura is winning the Royal Rumble, and you're giving me Nakamura versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania 33 for the WWE Championship. That's the only way that outcome even sounds feasible. But what I think happened tonight, Nakamura and Bobby Roode, and this story is just beginning. You think Nakamura is going to want to go down like that? You think Nakamura, per storyline, is going to want to go down like that and lose because of a knee issue? Because he took a risk and he failed, or he connected the move, but unfortunately, he hurt his knee coming down off the turnbuckle. You think he's going to want to go out like that? No, he's going to want a fucking rematch. He's owed a rematch. He's not going to be in the Royal Rumble. He's going to be in WrestleMania's weekend, NXT TakeOver Orlando, and he's going to be one-on-one with Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship. That's what I think is going to happen. Do I think Bobby Roode is good enough to lead the NXT brand while Nakamura is promoted? Yes. I just didn't think they would do it. Because Nakamura, you got to think back, he just won the title from Samoa Joe. Why would they take the title off him so soon? And we discussed this about the main roster, that the Women's Championship and these main roster titles are flip-flop back and forth. The NXT Championship has been flip-flop back and forth a few times now. With Nakamura to Joe, back to Nakamura, and now to Bobby Roode. But in this instance, the storytelling is going to come through, and it's really going to shine. Those other instances, they just did it just for the sake of doing it. A.K.A. Charlotte versus Sasha Banks. This I can deal with. This I can live with. Nakamura is not going to be in the Royal Rumble, especially with the knee injury, okay? If he is, it's a mistake. Nakamura will be gunning for the NXT Championship still. He's not going to go down like that. And I can't wait for the tapings. But Bobby Roode, glorious Bobby Roode, is the NXT World Champion. I couldn't be more happy. The entrances alone were worth your sign up to the WWE Network. Bobby Roode had 8 women, not really all that attractive, but 8 women arm in arm as he walked down the entrance. It was long, it was drawn out, it was fucking glorious. Nakamura came down doing his thing, and he was on one of them moving platforms that reminded me of old school WWF in the 80s. So he came down with the lights shining bright, and it gave everybody a seizure. And it was just great, man. The entrances to NXT Takeover main events are fucking spectacular. I love the way NXT does their main events. Both men felt and looked like absolute fucking legends tonight. With the lighting, with the music, with the effects, with the crowd, with the atmosphere. Their main events truly feel like main events. Hey, Kevin Dunn. Nakamura. You know? Take some lessons, you fucking saber-toothed goon. Please. That's the way you do production. Right there. Okay? Everybody felt like a megastar, and the match lived up to the most money-making match in NXT history. That was the slogan, that was the catchphrase going into this. And they absolutely lived up to it, man. Fantastic match. Loved the ending. That's the second takeover in a row where we were shocked with Nakamura losing, or I should say the second takeover in the last couple of months where Nakamura lost the NXT Championship. He lost it to Samoa Joe, in which I didn't think he was going to lose it. And then tonight, he lost it to Bobby Roode, and I didn't think he was going to actually lose it to Bobby Roode. So, I was wrong on that one, and this is something that I don't mind being wrong about. I think Bobby Roode does deserve a shot with it, like I said, and I'm going to state it again. I didn't think that WWE was going to pull the trigger on this gun. I did not. One of the best shots of the night was Bobby Roode holding the NXT Championship up and in the upper level with the camera panned from the turnbuckle aiming up with Bobby Roode holding the title in the camera frame. There was a bunch of fucking goons up in the upper deck, if you guys seen it. Someone who was holding the L obviously wasn't doing their job correctly. He was either drunk or completely fucking retarded. But there was a glorious crowd or a glorious crew that held up each individual letter that spelled out glorious. And that was a fucking great image there to go off the air with, man. That was a nice catch by WWE production team. I'm not sure if it was because I don't think he was that fucking smart to realize that. That's something that he would shoot away from. You know, he would see that and he would shoot to the fucking Roman Reigns goon in the NXT crowd wearing the fucking t-shirt and all that shit with the Roman Reigns sign. You know, so all in all, it was a great main event. And I am surprised that Bobby Roode won the NXT Championship. Where we go from here, like I said, I think Nakamura is going to get his revenge on Bobby Roode, okay? The co-main event of this show was the Women's Championship match, which featured a fatal four-way between Asuka, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, and Nikki Cross. The women's division of NXT has been under construction, and this was very evident leading up to this match. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, they are receiving opportunities simply because the women's division is under construction. Nikki Cross herself, as a member of Sanity, looked fantastic tonight, and she looked fantastic leading up to this match, okay? I loved it. I love the way Nikki Cross comes across, and I love the way she plays this insane bitch. She does it absolutely perfectly, man. She is absolutely fucking psychotic, and it's just beautiful to look at. That's how you channel a character. That's how you portray that type of character. They couldn't have found a better individual to play that character than Nikki Cross. Unbelievable. Asuka, undefeated, women's champion, women's superstar of the year for NXT. She's going on 300 days. It's going to be a year. By WrestleMania, it'll be a year that she will be the women's champion of NXT. At first, I thought that this should not be a fatal four-way. With the interactions and the toe-to-toe confrontations we've seen with Nikki Cross and Asuka leading up to this match, especially on the go-home show for NXT, I was all about Asuka and Nikki Cross in a one-on-one match. I thought that they, with the time given, 15, 20 minutes or so, these two women can tear the house down. And that's exactly the feeling I got when I watched Asuka and Nikki Cross in the ring interacting with each other tonight. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce were pretty much there as filler, okay? They didn't do anything that was, you know, worthy of being there. They didn't enhance the match at all. But they did play a very, very smart role in this match. Now, a lot of people on Twitter were tweeting at me, JD, what kind of logic is this if Billie Kay and Peyton Royce are coming into this match as a tag team? Couldn't they really just, behind Asuka and Nikki Cross back, pin one another, or pin each other, or one pin the other, and win the NXT Championship away from Asuka? Yes, really. That was a major loophole, but clearly WWE didn't think about that. And I don't know if Billie Kay and Peyton Royce thought about that. You know, they just gave us, or wanted to give us, a Fatal 4-Way match, a competitive Fatal 4-Way match for the Women's Championship. And it's funny how everybody thought of that. Meanwhile, the people in the match did not think about that. That should be the first thing. That should be the fucking first thing on your priority list. How are we going to take this title off Asuka? There you go. That's the easiest fucking way. We can pin one another. Didn't happen, but we got a very, very quick Fatal 4-Way match. Pretty much this match went from Billie Kay and Peyton Royce in the outset, sneaking out of the ring. They wanted nothing to do with Asuka and Nikki Cross. We seen a brief interaction between Asuka and Nikki Cross. I loved it. I want to see more of it. I'm telling you right now, I want to see more of it. So they battled, and Billie Kay and Peyton Royce pretty much were devising a plan about how to overtake this match, because it was them two versus Asuka and Nikki Cross. Okay, they were the team here. They were the tag team going into this thing. This match was very, very quick, and I felt like it didn't get started before we seen the ending, before we seen Asuka do what she did to win this match with her Asuka kick there. I felt like the match didn't even get out of first gear. Now, the reason why the match ended so fast was because Billie Kay and Peyton Royce were inexperienced, but they were not inexperienced enough to know to take out Nikki Cross from this match. Those two, plus Nikki Cross, brawled all the way up to the announce table, jumped on top of Phillips and Corey Graves' announce table, and they double suplexed Nikki Cross through a fucking table that was just mysteriously laying next to the announce booth. It was a brown table, those breakaway tables covered in a black cloth. They double suplexed Nikki Cross, and Nikki Cross got some height on that suplex. Her feet were straight up in the air, and she came down hard on that table. So that took out Nikki Cross for the remainder of the match. We did not see her at all. She played no factor into the finish. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce then tried to double team Asuka, and being that Asuka is the most toughest woman on the roster and the best female woman on the roster, yes, Charlotte, I'm talking to you, she overtook both Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. The Asuka kick to Billie Kay and then to Peyton Royce for the win. She pinned Peyton Royce 1, 2, 3. She retains the Women's Championship. I felt like the match, like I said, didn't get out of first gear. The Fatal 4-Way rules, the Fatal 4-Way match was completely unnecessary. I think this pay-per-view would have been a whole lot better if we got a one-on-one match with Asuka and Nikki Cross. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce were there pretty much just to fill the time and fill this match and, you know, give Asuka what she wanted. She wanted all three of them. She wanted competition. That's what they did. But I much rather would have had Asuka versus Nikki Cross in a one-on-one situation, and I think everybody would have enjoyed that a lot better as well. Asuka retains. Next up for Asuka, I believe we are getting Ember Moon versus Asuka at WrestleMania weekend, NXT Takeover Orlando. That's the only option left. Undefeated Asuka versus undefeated Ember Moon. I think that's going to be the way they go, man, and I'm going to fucking love it. That's going to be a great fucking match. They need to build Ember Moon up as that babyface. They need to build Ember Moon up as that tough challenger. We haven't seen a lot of Ember Moon. We've seen her very sparingly since she debuted. We see her once, and then she's gone for about 2 weeks, and then she comes back and rinse and repeat. We need to see a consistent Ember Moon on NXT television if they want this match to be believable. Ember Moon is the next in line, no question. I would love to see a match with Nikki Cross down the line, but Nikki Cross and what she brings to the women's division is sorely needed in NXT, man. I'm loving Nikki Cross, and I can't wait to see more of her in the women's division of NXT. Asuka retains. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus the Authors of Pain. Before Nakamura and Roode, this was the match of the night. I can't say enough about Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, man. They are fucking amazing. Everything they do is fucking amazing. Literally everything. They are the perfect team. They are the perfect recipe. Gargano is the absolute #1 best babyface seller in the WWE, bar none. Tommaso Ciampa and his intensity is unrivaled by everybody on NXT, man. Nobody can touch Tommaso Ciampa in NXT with his intensity, man. And I'm thinking while watching this match how Gargano is always on the receiving end And I don't want to prelude to anything. I don't want this to be a prelude to anything. I want you guys to remember what I'm going to tell you right now. Because I think about this every single time I see these guys. They have the distinction, and they have that within them to be each other's best opponent. Now, what I mean by that, I always see Johnny Gargano. I feel like Johnny Gargano, though he's amazing in everything that he does, his selling, his expressions, if you look at it, the way Ciampa is, he's the weakling of the team. And I don't want to say that in any derogatory or disrespectful way. Gargano is the weakest of the two. If there was a breakup, Tommaso Ciampa, I could see turning on Gargano and saying that same exact thing. I carry this team. Every opportunity I got, you make the tag to me, I bring us to a win. It's my intensity that brings us to that next level. While you're there holding your knee and holding some other body part that's always seemingly injured, you're the one always getting your ass kicked. You're always the one bringing us down as a tag team. I could certainly see Tommaso Ciampa one of these days turning on Gargano and saying that same exact thing. Both of them are each other's best opponent waiting to happen. I'm telling you right now. I see so much of Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty in these two. Now, I'm not going to compare those two to Gargano and Ciampa. I just see the essence of what that was and how it started here. That's the way I see it. As far as what they do now as a tag team, there's nobody better, man. Everybody that they step in the ring with, whatever team they step in the ring with, they make that team better. I hated the fucking Revival when I first seen them. I fucking hated them. I thought they were fucking bums. I thought they were fucking boring. I thought these guys would never get over. I thought these guys would be dead in 6 months. Little did I know, and thankfully I was wrong, they ended up being the best tag team in the industry. Okay? Gargano and Ciampa, they brought the Revival to be even better than they were. Because the mixture of what those two teams brought to the table was unbelievably special. Something that you don't find in any tag team nowadays in WWE. Now, what I say as far as them making every team that they step in the ring with better, the same thing happened tonight with the Authors of Pain. The Authors of Pain, they're big, they're strong, they're powerful, they, according to some, still look green in the ring. They brought the Authors of Pain to their best match in NXT. And if I was to say one match, and I said this on the preview and predictions, if there was one match where a title change was going to happen, it was going to be this one. And that's exactly what we got. The Authors of Pain are the new NXT Tag Team Champions. And it was a fight. Gargano and Ciampa did not go down easy at all. It was that David versus Goliath, story that was being told. It was Gargano being dominated. And it was Ciampa and his intensity that just really brought DIY back into the match. Ciampa's intensity was running so high that he German suplexed both Akam and Razor. That's how fucking intense Ciampa is. Unbelievable. All right. The ending of this match scene. Actually, before that, I want to mention this because I honestly thought that Ciampa was fucking dead to rights after this move. It was a neckbreaker sit-out powerbomb combination by the Authors of Pain on Ciampa. I thought that was it. That was an unbelievable fucking move. Ciampa's neck landed first, and then the rest of his body came down with him. His neck hit first, and then the rest of his body came down and hit the mat. I thought he was legit hurt after that. I raised my eyebrows. I'm sitting on my couch drinking a beer. I'm like, holy shit, that could be it right there. That was a move that should have ended the match. It did not. Ciampa kicked out. So Akam took out Gargano with a clothesline. Authors of Pain hit a double powerbomb, like I said. Gargano came in with a super kick to Razor. Ciampa rolled up Akam. DIY. They locked in their submissions, just like they did with the Revival. Cohesively, at the same time. Now, these are big men, okay? You're not going to put the Authors of Pain in a dual submission hold, and you're not going to make them tap out. So I was waiting and waiting and waiting, but they made you believe with that same sequence that they did with the Revival at NXT TakeOver Toronto that this match could potentially end right here. It did not. Both Authors of Pain got out Actually, one Authors of Pain. The one, I can't tell them apart. You really can't. I don't know how fucking Tom Phillips does it, to be perfectly honest with you. The one that Gargano had his crossface locked in. He picked up Gargano, brute strength, and slammed Gargano right on top of Ciampa as he had the armbar in on the other Author of Pain. Crowd was chanting, holy shit. Then all of a sudden, they exchanged strikes. DIY was going for their meet them in the middle finishing move. This is where the match ended. Meet them in the middle did not happen. What was met in the middle was the Authors of Pain with that Super Collider double power bomb where they smashed both of their opponents' backs into one another and then double power bomb at the same time. And then they went with the final chapter, their side Russian leg sweep clothesline finishing move. It was over. The Authors of Pain are the new tag team champions. But this was a great tag team match. Gargano and Ciampa, I was hoping they weren't going to lose the titles. I was hoping the Authors of Pain would have won this match by a DQ or something, and we could have got them, holding on to the titles a little bit longer. I felt like Gargano and Ciampa did not have the titles long enough to solidify a solid reign as NXT Tag Team Champions. But as far as the Tag Team Champions go, who else is there left to challenge? There really is nobody. There's 3 teams in that division right now with TM61 out on the shelf with Shane Thorne being injured 7 to 9 months. Who are going to challenge the Authors of Pain at WrestleMania weekend? NXT TakeOver Orlando. All we have is DIY, Authors of Pain, and the Revival. That's it. That is it. So I don't know what's going to happen here, but the Authors of Pain are your new Tag Team Champions of NXT. After this match, I actually went to go grab something, and behind my back, I heard just ruckus. Okay, you had Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, and the other fucking goon who shall remain nameless because he's fucking terrible. We seen some commotion in the ring. Seth Rollins came through the crowd and hijacked the show to call Triple H out. Now, some of you guys on my Twitter actually mentioned this and predicted that this would happen. It would be cool to see Seth Rollins infiltrate and take over San Antonio tonight. And that's exactly what he did. He got in the ring. Rollins asked for Triple H, and he actually did come out. Triple H came out. He stood there looking nice and sharp in a nice gray suit with a nice black dress shirt, unbuttoned with no tie. He's looking at Seth Rollins in the ring, and he's smiling. So then he does one of these. He issues to the back. I thought the Authors of Pain were actually going to come out, being that they were just in the ring. I thought the Authors of Pain were going to come out, but he issues to security to come out. And the first 3 security guards get in the ring, and that's where we see the dummy security guards who don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? 3-on-1 situation, you're being beat up by one man. Not believable. But then the rest of the security guards in the back, we had 6 others come out, and they subdued Seth Rollins as they took him out of the arena and tossed him out. So Triple H, great move by Triple H, issuing the security guards to come do his work as he walked and turned his back on Seth Rollins. This was brilliant. To include Seth Rollins in the show after what transpired on Monday Night Raw with him losing his Royal Rumble spot to Sami Zayn. I fully expect Seth Rollins to be at the Royal Rumble in some capacity. Possibly we see Triple H come out as a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble, and Seth Rollins says, fuck this. He is going to cost Triple H his shot at WrestleMania's main event, and we're going to be off to the races with that. But this was a great way to kickstart this feud. And we've been very vocal about this feud. When is it going to take place? When is it going to get started? Do we even care now that it's taking place 7 months after the initial fucking screw job? After giving Kevin Owens the Universal Championship. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm fucking thrilled and excited and out of my fucking seat, orgasm for this feud. But I will say this. They are doing a very, very good job at rebuilding the interest in this feud. This was awesome. This was awesome tonight, and a great step this weekend to getting Triple H and Seth Rollins and the intensity that this feud needs built Royal Rumble weekend, man. Can't wait to see what happens tomorrow. I fully expect Seth Rollins to do some damage in the Royal Rumble. Roderick Strong versus Andrade Cien Almas. This was a hard-hitting fucking match, man. Absolutely hard-hitting. I knew it was going to be. Andrade Cien Almas has really come into his own. I'm not a full-blown fan yet, but he's winning me over slowly. The crowd was into it. The crowd was into Roddy Strong. The crowd was into Andrade Cien Almas. The crowd knows that this guy can wrestle. I just don't think they're on board with his gimmick yet. but he is portraying the heel, the prick-like cocky heel, very well. Okay, but this match was hard-hitting. These guys literally beat the shit out of one another. And in the end, Roddy Strong wins with a sick kick. And he goes on to beat Andrade Cien Almas. I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought they were actually going to build up Andrade Cien Almas first. And then build up Roderick Strong later in the year. They gave Roddy Strong a nice nod here over Andrade Cien Almas. I see Roderick Strong in the NXT Championship discussion towards the end of the year, man. He is great. And he is fucking hard-hitting as fuck, man. I'm not really all that familiar with Roddy's work in Ring of Honor, but what I'm seeing in NXT, I'm loving it so far, and I think he's going to be in contention for the NXT Championship at the end of the year. Where Andrade Cien Almas goes, I don't know. I really don't know. Andrade took a massive fucking bump in this match, and he landed on the turnbuckle. It wasn't even the turnbuckle. It was the fucking rod that holds the post and the turnbuckle together. He landed crotch first in between that, and then Roddy Strong did a fucking, I think it was a backbreaker on the turnbuckle, and he landed hard, man. That was fucking devastating. Andrade hit his double knees. Roddy got out of that. He ended it with the sick kick. It was over, 1, 2, 3. Very, very hard-hitting match, and it was definitely worthy of TakeOver. They did a very good job, both guys, tonight at TakeOver San Antonio. Finally, guys, Eric Young versus Ty Dillinger. This was a fun match to start the show off. Eric Young looks great. I'm not all about the interruptions with Sanity, but obviously they were going to be out there. Obviously they were going to play a part in this finish. Ty Dillinger comes out. The guy's fucking money, dude. The guy is absolutely fucking money. There's no way you can tell me that Ty Dillinger is not money. He is so over as fuck. It's about time we see him on the main roster, man. You know when somebody is done in NXT, and I get the impression that Ty Dillinger is done. There's nothing left for Ty Dillinger to do. Unless they want to feud him with Bobby Roode and have him win the NXT Championship. But I don't see that happening. Ty Dillinger is ready. Ty Dillinger needs to be in the Royal Rumble. He needs to be at that number 10 position. I want to see everybody go fucking nuts when he comes out. I want to see 50,000 fucking people doing 10. Everybody in the crowd tonight at the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, Texas was fucking on fire for Ty Dillinger, man. 10 counts all over the place. The guy's over as fuck. And he brought Eric Young to a great match, man. I knew this was going to be a great match. This is a match that not many people were really thinking about, but it started the show off. It was fun. It was great while it lasted. And Dillinger ends up losing because it was the numbers game that took over. We had Dillian Kane, and we had the entire fucking faction of Sanity just out there, man. You know, Wolf was out there, and he got into the match. He actually got into the match and was going to get Eric Young disqualified. Referee could have easily disqualified him. He actually got into the ring. Ty Dillinger got rid of him. Dillian Kane tried to get into the match. Dillinger was fighting off all these guys at the same time. You know, flips over the rope onto the outside. It was to the point where Ty Dillinger could not keep up with the numbers game, and he got caught by outside interference. It turned into a wheelbarrow neckbreaker for the win for Eric Young. Dillinger was distracted by Sanity on the outside. He caught him on the ropes with that wheelbarrow neckbreaker. Eric Young wins, and Sanity continues their domination over NXT. Where Ty Dillinger goes from here, man, I honestly do not know. I honestly do not know. There was one spot in this match in my notes where Eric Young showed some athleticism, man. He ran up to the top rope. Ty Dillinger, in one fell swoop, jumped on the fucking second rope and did a belly-to-belly suplex, a toss, off the second rope to Eric Young, and it was fucking unbelievable, man. That was one of the best spots of the fucking night. Crowd was going fucking crazy. That landed, a 2 counter near fall for Ty Dillinger, but it was not enough, man. We had Wolf and Killian Dane on the outside, just numbers game, taking over Ty Dillinger in this match. Eric Young wins with the wheelbarrow neckbreaker, and that's NXT TakeOver San Antonio, man. One other big piece of information. This was on the pre-show. I did not watch the pre-show, so I did not know this going into the event. You guys filled me in on Twitter, at JD from NY206. If you guys want to follow me. Corey Graves is no longer going to be in NXT. He was doing NXT. He was doing 205 Live. He was doing Monday Night Raw. He even joked, and he said in a very sombering tone, I can't do it all, man. It was bittersweet. So they're moving him off NXT. Corey Graves will not be at the next NXT tapings. It will be Tom Phillips. Percy Watson's fucking garbage. He adds absolutely nothing to the commentary booth. I could do a better job than this guy, and I'm fucking just getting my feet wet with commentary, man. This guy sucks. What is he there for? I mean, you don't need him there. He adds absolutely nothing to the conversation. He takes what Tom Phillips and Corey Graves says and he repeats it. He don't even add his own fucking dialogue into the conversation. He's terrible. So why is he even there? Corey Graves is going to be missed. Corey Graves is absolutely fantastic at what he does. And it was too much. He was doing everything. He was just all over the place. You don't want to burn the guy out. You don't want to kill the guy with so many fucking responsibilities. So you took that off his plate. Who did they get to replace him? I'm excited to let you guys know that Nigel Mcguinness is now the color commentator for NXT. I think that's going to be great. I can't wait to see the dynamic of Phillips and Nigel Mcguinness. Michael Cole and Nigel Mcguinness were very good during the UK tournament. I expect the same thing from Tom Phillips, who I think is actually better than Michael Cole. And I can't wait to see the dynamic between McGuinness and Tom Phillips on NXT, man. So that was it. NXT TakeOver San Antonio. Very, very, very good show. As always, WWE absolutely never disappoints with TakeOver specials. This one, the build really wasn't all that. But I knew going into this, we were going to be left feeling good at the end of the show. And that's exactly what we did, man. And a shocking ending. We had 2 title changes. We had the Authors of Pain win the Tag Team Championships. We had Bobby Roode shockingly pin Nakamura due to that big storyline angle that took place tonight. He's the new NXT Champion. And Asuka retained her Women's Champion tonight. That's NXT TakeOver, guys. And if you enjoyed the video, let me know down in the comments below. If you missed anything, check it out. Links are down below and in the video with the annotation. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys sign up to get your free audio book. And follow me on Twitter, @JD from NY206. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done so already. Once again, thank you to Mike Williams for the beautiful layout and the thumbnail that you guys seen on the review tonight. And tomorrow's main event, man. I'll be right back here all day with videos out the ass. Getting you guys ready for the Royal Rumble. Keeping you up to date on all the biggest news and rumors going into the Royal Rumble. And then at the end of the night, we're going to review this motherfucker. And we're going to find out who's going to WrestleMania in the main event. Will it be Sami Zayn? Will it be Samoa Joe? Braun Strowman? Brock Lesnar? The Undertaker? Goldberg? Who the fuck is it going to be? We're going to find out tomorrow for the Royal Rumble right here with the official review. I'm JD. Fucking smash that thumbs up, motherfucker. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for more great WWE news and rumors. Until then, take care. Enjoy your nights. I'll see you tomorrow.